Hey guys, Chris Dunn here, aka the Boogeyman. Bear with me, I'm sitting at my desk where I do all my editing and all of this. And then sometimes our new podcast I'll be shooting from here so we could just talk to people through Zoom from all over the country because we've got a whole list of people coming. So be patient. Our podcast will be launching very, very soon. Hot rods and gassers. Awesome. We're going to have so many guests on, it's not even funny, from all types of motorsports and hot rods. But anyway, getting to this week's episode. In this week's episode, I went testing at Union, South Carolina, at Union Dragway. Very special track for me. It's where we debuted the Boogeyman in 2015, September 2015. Mitch stopped driving. We was very fortunate. Car come right out. Right out the gate, very, very little adjustment on the car. Didn't take nothing to get the car going, and we won the race and went to the first SEG car in the competition, went into the 50s. That night in the final round, Mitch put a 59 up, 559, which was not even heard of in the SEG at that point. But that's neither here nor there. So I went testing, tried out our new GSR G-force transmission, and I'm just going to go ahead and give you a quick review of what I think. It is the best, smoothest shifting transmission that I have ever had in my drag car. And I'm not knocking on other stuff, but I'm saying I had Jericho at one time. I've had a High Tower. I've had the 101A, which is still, it's close. The 101A with the handcuff, the G-force 101A with the handcuff, it's close. But this thing's sweet. In no prep, we have to run H pattern shifters. So that's the reason I went toward this. And plus, it's just a superior transmission. I mean, I just don't even know how to explain how smooth it is. And here's the difference. A 101A with a shifter, typically roughly $6,000 new. A GSR new is $10,000. So there's your difference. You got, of course, one's going to work a little better and be a lot smoother. There's a big price difference there. I fortunately found a used one, bought it, sent it to G-force South. They rebuilt it, went back through it, and that's how I acquired my GSR. They're out there. They're just not, they're just not as out there as like the 101s and stuff like that, or the 101As with the handcuffs. So. But it's the slickest, smoothest transmission that I have literally ever had in my drag car. It's amazing to me. I absolutely love it. Now let's talk about testing. The car, this was a no prep track Union. They had scraped so much of the track down the concrete and no prep on as far as glue, no dragging, no nothing. And we made some killer passes. I mean, we made, to me, decent passes even on a prep track. To the point, the car mile an hour more than it's ever mile an hour, and with the most crappy 60 foot that I could even imagine, because we was launching on bare concrete. So, we was having like 135, 133, 60 foot on bare concrete. So, and it would make it up on the back end, it was going. I mean, it was flying, and there's just so much potential there, for the car. But in the no prep world, and I've been getting a lot of slack about no prep. Like, why are you going to no prep and this and that? You got to go race one to understand why. When I come into this thing or decided I wanted to build a gasser, it was hard to drive, very challenging. It was a driver's game. I mean, just driving the car alone was a handful, and it's got away from that. Unfortunately it's went more to who's buying $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 engines. Who's spending more time at track tuning? Who's spending money on Mac Daddy clutches, and I mean, it's kind of not where it started. And I mean, and that's not talking bad about the heads-up gas world. It's just evolved, and it's evolved into something that it's, very expensive, very, very, very expensive, and right now the juice just ain't worth the squeeze. What I like about no prep is it's a handful from the time you let out the clutch at the starting line to the time you push in the clutch at the finish line. And what I mean by that is it's all over the track. It's blowing the tire off, so you're pedaling. You're trying to not blow the tire off, and you're trying to make ground, and you're trying. It is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in a drag car. And I took to the drag car pretty fast because I come from two wheels of racing off-road dirt bike, and that's throttle control too. So it wasn't hard for me to pick up throttle control and a clutch and this and that. But the no prep stuff to me, it's not money driven as much as it's, can you go out here and tune your car to this track, which has no glue on it, hardly no prep on it at all, if any, and can you cut a light against a flashlight, which is interesting, or they don't even qualify, so you get no practice. Here's the other thing. This is, you come off the trailer and go to racing. So to me, it's harder, and it's more of a tuning game and a driving game than let's just spend a bunch of money game. And I'm so intrigued with it. It's very, very, very intriguing to me. And anybody knows me, I like challenges. What I liked about the drag and drive stuff is such a challenge. If all we're going to do is just spend money to make wins, because, and I'm sorry, and that's what it's got to. How much money you dictate going testing. How much money you dictate in buying the parts you're going in the car. And it's just turned into that right now. And I think, hopefully it evolves a little different. Hopefully it'll head in the direction, of trying to come back to the grassroots of where it started, because it's not where it was. And I know I was there in the beginning, not even racing the car, helping, park cars and put up barricades for the hot rod areas and stuff like that. So, and for free, volunteered to do it. So I've been there since the beginning, the concept. So I understand a lot of what, the Heads Up Gasser, series was about. And it's kind of went that way a little bit. And that's okay. I'm going to still race some when I can. It's just right now we're just not competitive enough on it. I mean, we're in the way, and I just am not going to spend the money. It just don't make economical sense to me to spend money to go race and not even have a chance if I win to get what it ain't there yet. They're working on it though. I will say that they're trying their best to help get the rewards up in the deal. So and we got the utmost respect for them, and I think they'll do it. This whole video wasn't really about that. This video is about it pretty much. Here's some clips of us testing. I'm using the clutch every pass because I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I have not got this clutchless shifting down pat. I didn't learn that way. My muscle memory don't know how to turn it off. I think I'm turning it off. Then I look at the in-car camera and I'm not turning it off. So it's just something that I have got to progress in slowly. And before I can go back to a prepped heads up event, they're all doing that, and that's a lot of time, and you can't be using the clutch and be competitive. And I haven't got that yet. Now, what I have learned on no prep, if you're not careful, not using the clutch makes you blow the tire off even more and gets you more into a mess. So it's kind of worked a little bit so far of using the clutch has helped me in the no prep. And they say you're supposed to use, a clutch assisted transmission. Now they don't say you're supposed to hit the pedal, but still, it just works out better for me at the moment in the no prep. So, I haven't got a handle on it yet. I'm just straight up with you. So enjoy these videos. This was Union, South Carolina this past Saturday. Like I said, this is basically a review for the transmission. It's the slickest, baddest ass transmission that I've ever had in my car. And I went through enough of them and tore enough of them up. So I'm kind of an authority on that. That I hope it holds up, and I hope it, because it is the slickest operating transmission that that I've ever had. So enjoy these clips, enjoy the in-camera shots, and stay tuned next week. We may be going to a no prep race this Saturday in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. If we do, then next week episode probably just be some follow up from that. Bear with us, guys. I know the channel's about fabrication and and hot rods and gassers, and this is kind of the gasser part. So we'll get back to fabrication videos. So just enjoy our channel, and don't forget our podcast will be starting soon. Hot rods and gassers. Chris Dunn, aka the Boogeyman. See ya.